We come in like we're coming off of a really good... Oh, Harrison.
You're so funny.
I don't know how you make it move like that.
It's true. And that's your cue.
Coming back! I was kind of intrigued, but thought I was going to read one kind of script, and then was really pleasantly surprised to read this sort of Western. The gag was in the title and not in the sort of script. And then sort of phoned my agent back and said, yeah, really great script. I'd love to see this movie, but I don't know why you're giving it to me. I'm from Liverpool and I don't know much about being a cowboy.
The story I heard was that you want to do it, but you said, is there any possibility that there might be another director that's interested in the project?
Somebody not quite so Jewish.
So between the Jew and the Brit, we had to get a real cowboy.
Yeah.
That's where Harrison got the phone
that's
call.
where Harrison comes in.
They had to wait for the negotiations to fail with the people they really had in mind for the part in a Daniel Craig movie. And of course, knowing the actual condition of my career, I was only too glad to be involved.
The great thing is
I didn't really need to read the
the
script.
great thing is that he didn't pitch at all while we were filming.
Let me read the deal memo first.
I figure you owe me. I don't see it that way.
Then I read the script, the first 30 pages at least, and I read it and I said, what are you giving me this for? Am I in worse shape than I even thought? They said, read the rest of it. I said, I don't want to. They said, you wanted to be in a movie that people would go and see, right? I said, I remember saying that, yeah. They said, well, this is the kind of movie people go to. I said, no kidding. Let me give it a go. What I didn't get off the page was the tone of the piece. You read these words, and depending on the intention of the people involved, it could be anything from a shtick comedy to what it turned out to be, which was an attempt to seriously tell a story without a wink and a nod, make a straightforward Western in which this bizarre thing happened. When I understood that he had an intention to master the tone of the thing, then I became interested.
Should we step in? Looks like he's doing fine. God damn.
I grew up loving Westerns. Sort of thought that by the time I became an actor, Western genre was sort of done, and I had mourned the end of that. Thought, oh, it's a shame I never really got to be a part of that. So I thought it was great that someone was going to make one, and then I got to be in it. And then I didn't have to play a prostitute or the faithful ranch wife. It was something different, more like the characters I had identified with in the Westerns I liked. And here I am.
They'll come back with more, and there will be no survivors. It's what they did to my people.
I'd heard the title years before, and I was very curious about it. And then some writers that had worked on Iron Man had been hired by Steven to do an early draft of it. And I always was curious as to what it was, especially hearing that Steven Spielberg was attached. So I wondered what take they were going to have. And I read it, and I was very surprised. You know it's going to be a fun film by the title, but I assumed it would be much sillier than it was. But the tone of it was just right. It was very well observed as far as the Western elements go and the sci-fi. Definitely a change of pace after the Iron Man films. So I think that's why, as I look back at the film now, I'm very gratified because it could have gone a number of different ways, especially with that title. And to see what we came up with makes me not just proud of what I was able to do, but really the group of people that I trusted my whole career with really came through and made me look good.